The amendment to end or to change to allow 18-year-olds to vote, the 26th Amendment. It was proposed on March 23rd of 1971 and ratified on July 1st of 1971. That's March, April, May, June, July. That's less than 4 months. It's 3.5 months it took from the time it was proposed in the House and Senate until it was actually ratified. My recollection of that time is that, of course, the Vietnam War was going on, and there was that song "Eve of Destruction" and that iconic line in it: "You're old enough to kill, but not for voting." And I genuinely think that song helped make that amendment to the Constitution happen. But we have seen in the United States. I mean, that's one example. The other one is the end of Prohibition, which similarly went through very, very rapidly. Where when there is a groundswell, when you have an energized populace, when people get it and they're upset or they're hopeful, they're aspirational or they're upset, one or the other or both, you can make things happen that typically are really difficult. There's been 29,000 plus amendments to the Constitution proposed since this republic was founded. And there's only been 7, 8, something like that have actually been adapted. But on your website at sherrodbrown.com, you have a constitutional amendment that people can sign up for or, sign in to endorse. I believe that this is the time and that it could actually be done. I'm curious how possible you believe it is.
Well, I appreciate the Barry McGuire Eve of Destruction citation, because they also have said in that song, too many senators won't pass legislation.
Yeah, you're right.
If you remember that.
I do.
It was quite a song. And I think it's going to take huge pressure, because we haven't passed the Disclose Act because Republicans filibustered. I believe every Democrat voted for it. But I think that every month the public gets sicker and sicker of these ads and the negative ads. And I'm starting to find people in Ohio saying, who are these people running these ads, and why do they want to spend so much money to get rid of Sherrod Brown?
Right.
And I think that question, that's happening in places like Montana. Why do people want to get rid of John Tester? Why do these people want to get rid of, why do these people want to beat Tammy Baldwin? Or why do these people, I think that question's in people's minds. And when you hear what you said, I had forgotten, I think I knew back then, maybe not, how quickly the 18-year-old vote passed. And times were certainly contentious because of Vietnam, as you said. But I think that songs like the Eve of Destruction, but just the whole thought, you're old enough to kill but not old enough to vote, that how can you send somebody off to war when they can't even vote? You got a bunch of old white men sending these kids off to war.
Right, and that was a powerful...
Yeah, at least you knew who they were. You got a bunch of anonymous billionaires trying to buy our election system. And we need to really distill how people